That look like spit to you?
Yeah.
Here are 10 more fast food items you should never order, according to employees. Let's find out the secret of what you should and shouldn't get from their place of work.
Don't spit in that cop's burger.
Yeah, thanks.
Subway's tuna.
To eat fresh. Eat fresh. Subway. Oh!
It's no surprise that the meat sold at Subway doesn't really live up to the eat fresh motto the chain claims to deliver. The cold cuts, turkey, and chicken have all been immensely criticized by workers for the way they smell and look, and even the way they're packaged. But the worst meat of all has to be the tuna.
Fish for sport only, not for meat. Fish meat is practically a vegetable.
Earlier this year, the truth finally came out about Subway's alleged tuna, and it left a lot of people feeling utterly disgusted. It all started when a class action lawsuit was filed against Subway, claiming that its tuna was fake and the company had to prove everyone wrong. And let's just say things didn't really work out in their favor. The flaked tuna blended with creamy mayo served at the chain underwent a series of DNA testing to see exactly what's inside of the sandwich, and the results were a little fishy, to say the least. According to the lab, there are two possibilities. Either the meat was too heavily processed to be identified, or there was simply no tuna DNA to begin with. There are many factors to consider, of course, however, things remain pretty questionable. In this case, the DNA doesn't lie, so next time an employee says steer clear of the tuna, you should definitely take their advice.
Just don't do it, promise?
7-Eleven's hot dogs.
I'm just getting a hot dog.
7-Eleven and gas stations in general are not the place for fine dining. Sure, you can get your cravings under control by grabbing some snacks, a prepackaged meal, or even a Slurpee, but that's probably about as far as you should go. According to some employees, hot foods like hot dogs aren't always the freshest items in the store, and you should not order them. Hot dogs are cooked on a rotating grill, and if at the end of the day they haven't been sold, they're supposed to be tossed. The only problem is, apparently, it's not every store that will actually follow this discarding method, and frequently the hot dogs are used way past their shelf lives. Some employees are told to simply put them in the fridge and use them the next day for chili or cheese dogs. You know, so you can't really see the condition of the hot dog. The general rule is they can be used and reheated for up to 3 days before they're finally thrown away. The same applies at movie theaters as well. There, an employee shared that one time she dropped a sausage on the floor and was told to serve it anyway to avoid food waste.
I see what you did there.
Imagine being the lucky one to get served this extra seasoned hot dog.
Good luck with that.
Arby's roast beef.
Oh, damn it, Johnny, you know I love my big beef and cheddar.
Arby's is known to have all the meats, but that might not always be such a good thing. It's the perfect place to go if you're tired of your run-of-the-mill fast food chains and want to try something different. However, keep in mind the offerings may be a bit questionable at times. While the commonly believed urban legend about Arby's roast beef being made from gels, liquids, and a combination of pastes is a hoax, it's not actually that far-fetched from the truth. Arby's locations receive all of the beef in airtight bags in a gelatinous broth, which does give the illusion of a less than solid hunk of meat. With a weird jelly-like consistency and an unmatched squishiness, it's easy to see where the rumors started. The squishy gray meat is then slow roasted in the bag and sliced to order, or at least that's how it's supposed to be. According to some Arby's employees, if you decide to get your roast beef fix during the initial opening hours, chances are you'll be getting yesterday's leftovers that were kept in the fridge for the entire night. Now, what is the cherry on top, you may ask? Arby's roast beef sandwiches also come jam-packed with sodium, so they're not the best option for anyone looking at the nutritional labels.
No, I can't take it. I can't take it, Jerry. It's too much. It's too much.
To sum it up, Arby's might not be the best place to get your meat fix after all.
Right.
Waffle House grits.
We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Waffle House is definitely not the place to go when you're looking for a somewhat healthy breakfast, but it's still in the running when you want tasty food. Waffle House offers a lot of great breakfast options, and if you want to make sure you get the best quality meal, stick to the most popular options. The grits, for instance, are something you should probably avoid, however, mostly because of their lack of freshness.
What's this over here?
You never heard of grits?
According to a Waffle House cook, since the grits aren't the most popular dish, they end up sitting around for a very long time before they're actually served, meaning freshness is the last thing you should expect out of them. Maybe the questionable grits maintenance is an isolated case, and other locations do a better job at serving quality meals, but sadly, there's no definitive way to know for sure. To try and stay on the safe side of things, consider only ordering the things you know are made regularly, and that goes for almost every restaurant out there.
Trust me when I say this.
Fresh fries.
Must quench with French fries.
It's the oldest trick in the book. If you want your fast food to be at peak freshness, all you need to do is ask for a fresh batch of whatever it is you're ordering. Technically, this should be a bulletproof plan. However, employees view this in a very different light. To you, it might be the easiest thing in the world to ask for, but for an employee, it's one of the most annoying and irritable parts of their job. Usually, when a customer orders fresh fries, more often than not, they will end up complaining about how long it takes.
What is taking so long? I wasted all day!
Obviously, it takes longer since the fries need to be made from scratch. But the real takeaway is that most of the time, you won't even get a fresh batch. Why? Well, depending on how busy the restaurant is, they won't have time to make a special batch just for you. Of course, there's always the unsalted fries hack that is supposed to ensure you get the freshest ones possible, but that only frustrates the employees even more. If you truly want fresh fries, the best thing you can do is go during business hours when they're already making multiple batches of fries. They'll be fresh every time.
Oh, it's so fresh. Nothing better than when they're fresh. Nothing better.
Chicken nuggets.
Cuckoo-ca-cha! Cuckoo-ca-cha!
Ah, chicken nuggets, a fast food classic. Unfortunately, no matter how beloved these little crispy chicken bites are, fast food restaurants might not be the best place to get them from. And yes, that includes McD's iconic McNuggets. A former McDonald's employee had a lot to say about the kind of nuggets you're really getting when you order a batch from your local restaurant. Let's say they're not as fresh as you might think. The nuggets do have a predetermined shelf life and are supposed to be discarded after the timer goes off, only not every employee honors that code. As one employee put it, 9 out of 10 times when that timer goes off, people just reset the timer instead of making new ones. This could go on until all the nuggets are sold.
What?
It shouldn't be that surprising, considering McDonald's is all about avoiding food waste, but there is still a limit to what can be sold. That same employee suggested that if you want to order the nuggets, you should ask for them to be fresh, but like fresh fries, we all know what that can mean. Plus, whether you ask for fresh nuggets or not, it doesn't ensure you'll get something better. A Wendy's employee allegedly also saw their peer dipping the bottom of the plastic bag into the fryer to melt it and let the nuggets fall in to be cooked.
Ugh. Yeah. Ew. Ugh, gross, right, guys?
Starbucks food.
Another cold brew? Don't mind if I cold do.
There's no denying Starbucks excels in refreshing, unique, and tasty drinks. That's what the chain does best, and honestly, it should probably stick to the drinks and leave the rest for the other chains. If you thought your $9 sandwich was handcrafted by a professional chef in the back of those tiny stores, this might come as quite a shock to you. Since Starbucks stores don't have access to full kitchens, all of the food, like sandwiches, salads, and pastries, are not made fresh in-house, but rather shipped frozen and then thawed. When they say made to order, what they really mean is microwaved when needed.
Back off. It's our microwave. Ours.
Forget about having a healthy salad or fresh breakfast sandwich. It's all shipped from the same factory. So, of course, you can still get your lunch there, but don't expect anything to be fresh or free of preservatives. In fact, some products are so mass-produced that by the time you get them, they might be more than a few weeks old. So forget about freshness and think about the health risks instead. Food transportation of ready-to-eat items can increase risks of contamination, and a foodborne illness could simply be waiting to happen.
Pass. Yeah.
Culver's Veggie Burger.
It's all plant-based, soy protein, and just, you gotta taste this, just try it.
Going out to eat when you don't eat meat can be quite difficult, especially when it comes to fast food restaurants. The vegetarian options aren't always the most appealing, so when you finally find your go-to spot, you typically never let go. For anyone who used to be a fan of the Veggie burger at Culver's or any other veggie-friendly fast food joint, you might want to rethink your order in the future. An employee at Culver's shared their thoughts about the Veggie burger on Reddit and revealed how they were really prepared. They keep all the veggie patties in the back of their freezer until someone orders one. Then they'll shove it in the microwave for 30 seconds to thaw and cook it on a grill that's been used to cook beef patties all day whilst making jokes about how disgusting veggie burgers are.
Why?
They also added that this was the case for almost every fast food place that offers veggie burgers. So many things to address in this statement, but the most important one is the grill process. The whole idea of enjoying a veggie burger is not eating meat, so cooking it on the same grill without cleaning it defeats the whole purpose. If you want a meat-free burger that may not be up to par, then by all means, treat yourself. But if you truly want a reliable vegetarian option, maybe go for something else.
You ever had a Big Kahuna burger? Want a bite? They're real tasty.
Decaf Coffee.
Do you normally take coffee with your sugar?
What?
Coffee is not for everyone, and although it's a great way to start your day or add a little energy to the afternoon blahs, not everyone can handle caffeine, and that's okay. There's always decaf to give you the same delicious taste without the added side effects. The only hiccup, however, is that you probably shouldn't count on the accuracy of fast food restaurants, at least according to most employees. A Burger King employee took to Reddit to warn people about what really goes into your cup when you order your usual morning cup of decaf. Instead of brewing a pot of decaf, the manager would ask the employees to water down the regular coffee and serve it as uncaffeinated.
What did you say?
This kind of swap is especially dangerous for people who are pregnant, people with heart problems, or anyone who has trouble sleeping. Obviously, this type of situation will always depend on the management, and we're not saying every Burger King follows the same practices, but it does give you something to think about before reaching for that next cup of decaf. Another thing to consider the next time you go for coffee, to ensure you get the freshest cup possible, try going early in the morning or during peak business hours when the staff are at full capacity. That way, you'll avoid the old stale pot that's been sitting around for hours.
That is very cold.
Yeah, it's old.
Applebee's.
There's an Applebee's by the mall.
Once upon a time, there was a fast and casual dining chain called Applebee's that won the hearts of Americans with its tasty food and great service. It wasn't too fancy or too expensive, offering the perfect middle ground for a night out. However, things have gotten a bit worse for the chain over the years, and now it should probably be avoided at all costs. You see, the prices might be low, but so is the quality of the food that's served to you. A former employee revealed that if you're hoping to score a comforting, freshly prepared meal, you're better off cooking at home. Apparently, nothing is ever served fresh, so much so that the food comes in frozen, vacuum-sealed packages that are thawed in vats of boiling water or microwaved. Not exactly the most appetizing meal preparation. Plus, the foods that require some plating techniques to look nice and fresh, like steaks, burgers, and chicken breasts, are only put on the grill for 1 to 2 minutes on each side to give them that freshly cooked appearance.
What?
In reality, it all comes from the same unappetizing bag. Some people will argue that Applebee's isn't always that bad and that their location is special. But special or not, they all follow the same food preparation standards, which can't be overlooked.
Think about it.
Get a taste of more great videos. Just tap or click. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.